Hello and welcome to Strategy and Soul. This is the podcast for ambitious female entrepreneurs that want to talk more about blending spirituality with strategy for business growth. I'm your host, Danikah Rose Creative, and I'm so excited to bring to you guests weekly from all over the world, as well as solo episodes and snackPOD episodes to feed your soul in less than 10 minutes. Thank you for tuning in to this snackPOD episode. Wherever you are in the world, I just want you to know that I have been patiently waiting for a full body yes before I hit record on these episodes. They will be potent, snack size, and straight to your heart from mine. Today's topic in this 8 to 10 minute episode that I'm going to cover, we'll see how we go for time, but I would adore to talk about collaboration. So, as some of you may know if you're listening, Strategy and Soul podcast is really about blending in the soul work, the soulpreneur, the mission, our life purpose, our intuition, and the things that are driving us energetically under the surface of what our business actually looks like. So the strategy, the planning, all of this, oh my God, how much content do I have to put out? How many times a week do I need to post? Who am I speaking to? What does my website look like? All those logistical things that we're constantly going through. And one really important part of bringing more soul to business is human connection. And I'm not just talking about human connection with our potential clients and people that are going to be buying our products or services. But really what I want to speak into today is collaboration with other people that are like-minded or even perhaps on a similar soul mission to you and your business. And how when we tune into that frequency of just allowing collaborations to not have limitations and not have expectations, sometimes they can just expand into these really out of world experiences. It's something that you weren't predicting and you're not thinking, oh, I need this exact thing to happen and that's why I decided to collaborate with that person. It's really about the feminine energy and not trying to force, not trying to do anything actually, not wanting to control the situation and get a particular outcome for whatever reason. Of course, there's that percentage of strategy that's involved because as your brand is evolving and you're leveling up, the collaborations also need to reflect that level and the place in which where your business is at. So I'll quickly tell a little story just for some context. Today was the first episode of my Psychic Live series on Instagram. And why I decided to do this is because I realized in my messaging, I haven't been sharing as much of what I'm doing in my calls and the channeling that I do, my mediumship, my energy healing, my light language. These are all things that are so crucial for my business. And I've just been holding them back in certain ways and keeping those just for my one-on-one clients and people that have been in calls with me. And then they get off it and go, this thing happened. I have not been in the habit of sharing that. So I really, really wanted to add more value to my community, nurture you because I love you to be here and I love you to get so much out of any of the information that I share. And collaboration, hello. Like, why not bring other experts into your ears and into your eyes and into your space? And one of the spaces that I love to play is Instagram. So bringing those people in and having them channel their own messages, answer questions while I'm in a live with them, really speaking from our soul and setting the example for what it looks like to channel as part of your business and use your abilities and figure out what they even are. If you're totally unsure and you're still at that confusion phase is probably what I'd call it. And a little disclaimer here, everything I'm saying right now is completely off the cuff. I don't script any of it. I'm just allowing my body to really be in the presence of the message that I had after this collaboration that I just did on Instagram, and really feeling into the topics that I wanted. I definitely have a strategic and rough list about what these episodes will end up looking like, but this is pretty much it. On YouTube, you'll see me. You can look at me looking at you in the camera, and then you can also hear me as I'm streaming these episodes. So if you ever want to collaborate, put yourself out there. Send me a DM. Send the DM to someone. If you've literally been watching them, if you've been admiring them, if you even know that their community is something that you would love to tap into, but you're not exactly sure, then it's also okay to essentially, maybe the other way I could put it is kind of invite yourself to the party, because that's where CEOs play. They're the ones that are like out there networking, and they're going to events and they're showcasing who they are at their purest form. And not all of us need to be doing that on camera. I'm going to give another really cool example of how I've helped a client with a collaboration. And what this did was save her a lot of time. But basically, she came to me and said, oh my God, I'd love to write a blog. I need to have a blog. It's good for SEO on websites. It's good for keyword searches. And SEO, if you don't know, is search engine optimization. And that is how you can rank higher on search engines. So all of that's in your website. And when you have a blog, you need to have like 200 to 800 words roughly to have like a decent sized blog that's really going to pick up some steam, unless you're promoting it in your social media. So basically, my idea was, instead of you writing your own blog, why don't you collaborate with other experts that are going to benefit these content pillars that we have? And we've come up with this strategic plan of what it is that you want to say to your audience, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be the one that's saying it. So if you want to take this idea and run with it, highly recommend it. You need to pitch to people, though, that are already a couple of steps ahead of you is another thing that I would recommend. And when you're looking for collaborations, make sure that you've at least done some voice notes or jumped on a 15-minute call with them, give them a phone call, catch up with them on a live or on a Zoom or somewhere that you can actually see them face to face. And I think there's just so much to be said about the depth of conversation. So if you're a product-based business and you're thinking, all right, well, I need someone that's going to talk about being a doula because I'm selling these affirmation cards, or you might be someone that talks about selling stickers. So you need to collaborate with someone that can either come on a live or write an email or do something with you where they are selling a diary, for example. So to summarize, collaborations are pretty much a co-creation of whatever your intentions are for a result that you're getting. But energetically, they need to not be attached to specific outcomes that are limiting you to what your brain thinks XYZ needs to happen if I do this collaboration. Whenever we can go into opportunities, and I fully encourage you to really go into opportunities with an open heart and an open mind and an open plan. Yes, it can be strategic, absolutely. But if you are in a soul-led business, or right now you're not, and you want to lead with more soul, first lead with your heart. And I'm going to leave you there with those things to ponder. And let me know if you have any questions. Leave reviews, keep snacking on these other snack pods as well that I'm going to keep updating and adding here to the Strategy and Soul podcast. We still have our weekly guest episodes going out as well. And my solo episodes are about 30 minutes long as well as that. So there's a lot going on. And it's just a really, really exciting time in my business to finally be able to share all of these amazing things with you. And we'll catch you on another episode of Strategy and Soul. Thanks so much for listening.